Okay, so welcome to the Ex Con Chronicles, the first of many shows. This is the pilot show with myself, Rich, and my two beautiful co-presenters.
Big Lou.
Frank.
Nice one, guys. And before we start, a big thanks to Namdi at the madabouttalkstudios.com. Thanks for giving us your time and studio to use on this pilot. Much appreciated. So this is our first podcast, so we're going to get things wrong. It's not going to be right, but we're going to wing it most of the time. We haven't got a script.
Ring, ring.
And we're to just enjoy ourselves. So, first thing, don't forget to hit subscribe.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
We fucked up already.
Yeah, no, we can
The
edit that
subscribe
anyway.
button should be down here somewhere, or Richard put it up here. Just bet a load of peanuts.
Did you say penis?
Peanuts.
Yeah. So, right, who are we? I almost said who the fuck are we then? Can't really swear it. So, if you follow us on social media, I'm known as the Lost Soldier, and my background is military, organised crime, 15 years in jail. I come out of jail and I do social media and support veterans in custody.
If you follow me on social media.
Which you probably don't.
Which you probably don't, because these two have got loads of followers. Yeah, that's so great. I got committed of a crime, which is a drugs-related crime, and I'd done 9 years in prison. And just move the mic a bit closer. Yeah.
Is that feel more comfortable like time in prison?
For Frank's used to that position right there.
Yeah.
Mike.
And
He naturally goes like this.
I've seen the way you moved to that microphone. That's
Yeah.
very natural, Frank.
well, you know,
That's like your ass when you fart.
I watched you quite a lot. What was we talking about? Yeah,
Your
and
industry.
I brought a book out. It's down here somewhere, and I've been helping out with schools, doing talks at schools and things about crime prevention. Really, over to you, Lewis.
Obviously, I'm Lewis Clark. Spent 8.5 years in prison for armed robbery myself. Well, I've been in and out of prison my whole life, really. But I've been home 2 years now. Been doing my PT. I'm a PT, and do we call it social influencer?
I think so.
I don't
Yeah.
like to be labelled
how
that,
many
though.
how many followers do you need before your class as social as an influencer?
Yeah, I don't really like to be classed as that, but I do a lot of.
You brought it up.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? Proper
Yeah.
muggy, that, innit?
But if people ask you questions and they
Yeah.
say, "Mate, what's your perspective on this?" You're influencing their decision, aren't you?
Yeah, you
So-
used to do good at that on
Yeah.
TikTok and that.
Yeah. So what are we doing? So we started this podcast because we've got a similar outlook. We're from different backgrounds, aren't we? We've all walked different lives, but we've ended up in this place, and we'll go into why we've ended up here in some time. What's the point of this show? The point is for us to enjoy ourselves and for you to enjoy yourselves with us. And we're going to get guests on. We do have a potential celebrity guest who may join us if we don't completely hash this one up. We're going to get questions for you guys out there, the viewers, and we're going to ask them online here. So we're going to involve you where we can. We'll give our perspective on life. And we've got our own views, and on social media, we're quite restricted on that. That makes it quite difficult.
Especially
Yeah.
on TikTok. I've been banned
Yeah.
about 3 times now, I think.
How many accounts have you had now?
I think it's my 3rd one.
I'm on, 4th account now.
Yeah, I'm on one.
It's because you ain't got any followers. We may discuss current affairs in that respect. What's happening in the world? What's going on? What's trending? What's happening?
What's happened? Recently, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to go into like politics in 1964.
Yeah, we'll just avoid anything which is going to upset anyone because we're pretty good at doing that anyway. And we generally want to enjoy ourselves, and that's what it's about. So before we start, let's have a quick question. So, Frank, I want you to pick a number between...
On top.
You know, I can't count very high.
All right, it is fairly low, mate. Between 1
2.
and... between 1 and 1. Frank, pick a question between 1 and 14.
10. Are you going to tell us who sent these questions in? Just
Yeah, so this is from
It's a really
Swaz321 on TikTok.
Lewis
This one's for
round.
you, Lewis.
You said it's for
Okay.
Frank.
Yeah, but Frank's picked the question.
Well, I've
Question's
got
for
to
you.
answer it.
Right.
This is actually directed at you, this
Yes.
question.
What, does he want some?
Yeah. He's one of your mates. Swaz321. Okay, so particularly for Lewis, how did you manage to put on muscle in prison? Were the meals heavily protein-based? How did you get enough calories, etc.?
So, where I was getting my protein from was from the prison canteen, whereas I was
Was that
buying-
man protein?
Mate, that is fire. So I was buying tins of tuna and mackerel weekly, and that's where most of my protein comes from, because all the prison food's mainly carb-based. Carbs, mashed potato,
bread, innit?
bread, mashed
Triple
potato,
carbs.
potatoes, bread.
Potatoes with pasta.
Potatoes with pasta. Yeah, exactly that. If you get
Remember
back
mashed
from Court Lake-
potato, and it's actually got a potato in it. Had that a few times.
Yeah.
A ball of potato
That's
in
called
the mashed
gnocchi,
potato.
isn't it?
But yeah, I managed,
Gnocchi, yeah.
I managed to maintain my size because I was eating like 4 to 6 tins of tuna a day with couscous.
Yeah.
But you
Plus, I
stunk.
was having 2 bowls of porridge with peanut butter because I went to about 17 stone at my heaviest at one point.
17.
Yeah, it's not until my shoulder popped out. Then
So what mackerel did you go for?
Oil.
Oil, not
Yeah.
what sunflower oil.
No, I had the
Sunflower.
tomato one.
Tomato one.
Tomato mackerel.
Tomato
It's got
sauce.
a bit of a smell to it, man.
I know, but it was
Tangy.
nicer. It was
Yeah.
spicy tomato in Loudon Grange.
They are nice. I had spicy tomato. They're quite good.
Yeah.
How did you keep your size, mate?
I've got up to 13 stone, but I had a 6-pack and all that. No, I trained heavily in Loudon Grange, then done more in the DCAT. And in the DCAT, in the end, I was in a house out of the prison, and we could go shopping, can't you?
Yeah.
Fire and stuff.
But the same sort of thing. Everyone's on the same sort of diet. Some prisons you go to, the food's terrible, and in other
Yeah.
places it's a little less terrible.
I
Isn't it?
rarely ate the prison food. Like if I didn't have money sent in each month, I'd be in trouble because I was.
Tuna noodles.
It was tuna and noodles or tuna and couscous every single
I used
day.
to eat the salads. Just get a tuna or chicken salad, and then top it up with other stuff.
So what about the chicken legs? I mean, most people inside, they know, is it left or right chicken legs?
Left, innit?
Left leg all the time, isn't
Left
it?
leg.
Why
I
is
didn't
that?
really eat chicken off the bone before I
No.
went to prison, because I thought if I don't start eating chicken off the bone, I'm going to end up looking like a chicken.
Yeah. So you just
Why is it always a left leg? I never really knew that.
Because they fit in
Yeah.
the trays better.
Mm.
Leave off.
Do you know what? I worked in the kitchen
It's
for
'cause
2
you-
weeks.
No, it ain't. You're talking shit.
No,
Yeah, they fit in
seriously.
the trays better.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but the tray's square. Just turn the legs
Yeah,
the other
symmetrical.
way.
No, symmetrical, mate. It's easier.
I worked in the kitchens for 2 weeks in Highdown, and obviously the chicken legs come frozen. And it's like, Clark, can you go and defrost the chicken? Do you know how we defrosted them? Smashing the box off the floor so they all break apart from each other. And then I was like, are we not going to clean them? And it's like, no, they go straight into the oven, and obviously the temperature burns all the germs.
Mm.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to know what. Do you know what? I'm going to tell you a funny story. You don't want to know what happens in kitchens and that. There was a guy on a wing that I was on in a certain prison. They called him Popeye because, honestly, because what was it? They called him Popeye because he had olives in a fridge, and a geezer wanked in his olives. And he ate
you
them,
see
and he
him
didn't know. Another bloke told us he done it, and he was eating them, and everyone's watching him. And it was his nickname was Popeye, who done it because he's always coming in olives. So bad. And he was an arsehole, the bloke, but
Yeah,
it
no,
was so
that's
funny.
not
I don't want to say no names, but yeah, that's how bad things are in there.
Quality,
Yeah.
quality. So let's talk about how did we come together. So banged up. One of us appeared on it more than others, as we
Yeah.
would. Do you want to tell us a little story
Camera
about
hogger.
tonight?
What's that, sorry?
You had a little story happened tonight, didn't it? Something to do with banged up. You guys
Oh,
have
going
got
in Tesco's.
one of
Frank
you
would
got
be the-
recognised?
Frank will be the best man for telling the story, so...
Yeah, great.
All right, cool.
No, we was in Tesco's and getting some stuff, and the bloke's sitting there miserable behind the counter, and he's even actually said,
I
"Oh,
said to
cheer up,
Frank-
mate." And I'm thinking, "Oh God, I'm going to get beaten up here in a town I don't know
Yeah.
again." And he's gone, "Hold on a minute, hold on." And Lewis is like, "What?" And he's gone, "Was you on banged up?" And I thought, "Oh fucking, here we go." And he's trying not to smile. And he's gone, yeah. And I'm
better,
creeping away. I'm creeping away, thinking, please don't say that. I think Lewis felt sorry for me. And he was on it as well.
Lewis is getting
I
his
was
pen
like,
out at an autograph.
I was walking in the background. He just looked at me to say, like, I don't recognise him. Anyway, was it any good to him? He's like, did you enjoy
Yeah, I was
it?
trying to engage with him, you know?
Oh,
yeah,
well,
you got to
yeah.
engage with your fans.
Yeah. do you know what?
So let's talk about banged up. Now, it was a process, wasn't it? When did they get hold of? They got hold of me through Instagram in April. Was it the same for you?
Instagram, yeah.
I think so, April, yeah. But
Yeah.
mine was Instagram, yeah.
So a lot of people won't know that you don't just rock up and go on the show, do you?
No.
There was a lot of stuff
There's
we had to go through to
interviews
do
and
it.
There was loads.
Was there
and
2
pe-
interviews we had
do you
to
know,
do?
they reckon there was twice the amount of people as well
Mm.
that they contacted.
Can you imagine ones that got filtered out?
Yeah, and there was some shit in there. Imagine the shit, the ones that didn't make it.
Yeah,
Do you know, I feel they could have done a whole lot better with that, though.
yeah.
Yeah, but I
feel
see
like we
something
missed
the
a
other
lot.
day with Peter Andre when he was talking about the jungle.
Mm.
And he said when he was in the jungle, there was so much going on, and he was thinking, surely this is going to make it. And it didn't make the cut. Something about Johnny Rotten and someone
Yeah.
arguing every day, and it just never made the cut.
Yeah.
Some of the things in there, like Tom
Rosenthal.
Rosenthal, he was unbelievable in there.
Yeah.
They didn't show him.
I was fuming
Yeah.
because he had a great scene in there where he went on hunger strike.
Mm.
He went on hunger strike, but he had the most food in his cell out of everyone. Because I actually felt sorry for him.
Yeah.
Generally thinking he's
Yeah.
gone on hunger strike.
Yeah.
So I've
Yeah.
took him about 4 packs of noodles.
And
a
he's
few
stuffing
tins
his
of
face in the
tuna.
background.
I think he had a do-rag wrapped around his head as well at
Yeah,
one point.
He did. Yeah, he's upset.
Upset Chet.
Chet with that. Chet wasn't fucking happy about that, but he drew the teardrop on his.
Did he
eye as
tell
well.
you that? It was me and Tom walking to the gym, and Chet was there, and he
Yeah.
flipped out on him.
Yeah.
And I said to Tom, when Chet walked off, I said to Tom, like, listen, don't worry, he'll calm down. He did.
didn't.
He said
He did in the end.
But you don't know, when you do something in prison, you're offending someone. Have a laugh, your mates, but you're offending someone.
Yeah.
And he said, it ain't no fucking joke. Put it on him. And I was like, oh, Chet.
Here we go.
Who was your
Yeah.
favourite celebrity to have in there?
I liked Tom because he was most down to earth and someone I could relate to.
I see, I'm in two minds. I really like Neil, but I've
Yeah.
got a bit of a double-edged thing with him.
He snitched as well, so I went off him a bit. I didn't
But
realise he snitched.
I keep telling myself, he resigned. He got made disgrace, didn't he? And he resigned. The only reason he resigned is so he kept his pension. They didn't sack him.
I don't know that.
So them sort of things make you think, oh, come on, mate. So
Yeah.
but I really liked Harvey. I think he handled it.
Yeah,
really
Harvey was
well.
nice
For a
lad.
young kid to come
Yeah.
in. I think I was his age when I went to prison.
Yeah.
And I weren't, obviously, the threat of violence to all of us is real, isn't it? But to him, he knew it wasn't. But
Yeah.
I liked him. But Tom was really good.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Sid Owen was a good character as well. But
That acting
I-
class, he changed, didn't he?
yeah,
Yeah.
he just changed his he just turned into someone else, didn't he?
Yeah.
And they didn't
It's
even
amazing.
show it in the show, but I was actually banged up with Sid for 2 days.
Yeah.
And I just thought that's Ricky from EastEnders. That's the way I looked
How
at
many
him.
times did you call him Ricky? Because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
kept
yeah,
calling.
yeah.
I
You
kept.
got the I've called him Ricky a few times, and I still do it. But see, with his story, I look at him as this Ricky from EastEnders.
Yeah.
It's not until I got talking with him.
Yeah.
His dad's doing life in prison. His two
Yeah.
brothers are armed robbers. I'm thinking, you're similar to me, but you still ended up going in a different direction.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
things.
But he done well.
Yeah. So how did it feel going back into the jail? Because we hadn't been in for a while, and going back into that Shrewsbury Nick. What was it like going? Because it was a bit weird the first day, wasn't it?
Well, no, I was excited in the beginning. The first 3 days, I felt like it was a real prison. I don't know whether you
I
agree.
did.
With everyone trying to
I was
like,
looking for a hiding spot.
and everyone's like sussing people out, and I was thinking, I felt like it could kick off, but towards the end, I was I say emotionally, I was fucked for days afterwards. I was tired. I was just like, oh my god! And when I'd done my interview at the end, that interview thing that they filmed only showed Lewis's, and
We were on there, mind. We were on there.
yeah,
But you done me the other day as well.
It was
11 words. You done me. That's good.
What, your prisons?
The prison, Wakefield and that. That's good.
That's funny.
Was it?
Ashfield,
It was scary.
Stafford.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, it killed me. Do
Yeah.
you know what? When I went back in there, for me, I felt re-energized. I thought, I know it sounds bad, lads, but I felt like I'm back at home. I was
Yeah.
laying on my prison mattress thinking,
But you've not been that long, have you?
I've got no worries. It's been up 2 years next week, or in a
Yeah.
couple of weeks. I think
Yeah.
I've got no worries. Like I'm getting
Yeah.
fed in the morning, coming out for exercise, I'm gonna see my mates. Obviously, got missing one.
It's the
couple
thing. It's
people.
the only thing outside. It's the only thing, innit?
I had
Life
my
goes on.
phone as well. Do you know what I mean? The majority of my prison sentence, I had a mobile phone anyway.
Yeah.
So I was able to FaceTime my daughter, the missus. So I was
Okay.
all right.
Yeah.
So question time, guys. Another question. So Lewis, your turn to pick a number between 1 and 11. No, pick it between 1 and 13.
I'm going to go 7.
Question number 7. So a friend of mine, Joe. So whilst inside, for anyone at all, was escaping ever a serious consideration?
Yeah. And I actually was offered right at the beginning of my sentence.
Really?
There was a con artist in there, and
Yeah.
he worked for the governor in Wormwood Scrubs, and all the case was kicking off. My solicitor's given me no good news. They don't, do they? And I knew everyone was getting a massive sentence. I was happy with my sentence, and that sounds really mad. I thought I was
did you
getting a
get?
lot more. I got 9. I got
Shit, a shave.
yeah. So, do you know what? I got a
Short
9.
term.
I never moaned about it because my code's got 20 odd years.
Yeah.
I got a 9 for dropping a bag of money off. And I remember getting it, and they said, oh, some old bloke, I got 9 years. And he went, I'll do that on the fucking bog, mate.
Yeah.
But right at the beginning, so the con man said to me, Frank, I can forge a letter. And this guy is a professional, like, top con man. He had
Yeah.
David Beckham, the front of one of his charities. And he said, I can get one of the governor's letters and I can sign it as her. And I can get you released, properly released, if you want. And I was like,
Oh.
I'm here to face the music. I was like, no way.
Yeah.
That could have been an extra 5 years on top.
You'd have
Who
been.
knows?
Yeah.
That it never crossed my mind once.
No.
Once he said 16 years, then they actually took me back to court and gave me an extra year on top. So I ended
Yeah.
up with 17. You start calculating, I'm going to do this in this jail, then I'm going to go CCAT, do a
Break
few
it down,
years
don't you?
there, then I'm going to go DCAT, do a couple years there.
Yeah.
And that's how I got through my sentence, really.
I accepted it really early on. I knew I was. They say I handed myself in. I did because people were getting raided. My friends and family were getting raided, and I was in Thailand. I said, "Fuck this." Rung up my kid's mum, said, "I'm coming home."
Yeah.
And I went home to face the music, and that was it on the airplane.
was
What did you end up with, Rich?
15.
Yeah.
Do off.
Yeah, 7.
Did you think of ringing your old army mates and fucking escaping?
Do you know what?
Get the chopper.
Get the job. Yeah, you've never thought about it. It was always a sort of, you always look around and think, oh, if I could get out of this place. I think if you applied some thought, you think, I could probably get out, but you'd have to plan it so much.
What was your position in the army as well? If you don't mind me
So I was a
asking?
tank gunner, tank driver. So started off as
driving
a
the
tank
tanks?
gunner. Yeah, started off as a
Come
gunner.
straight through the fucking walls.
Yeah.
I could get the regiment, get the Royal Tank Regiment in touch, drive a Challenger straight through the gate, load it up. You ain't getting in the way. They're going through the fence easily.
How fast can they go as well?
The Charlie, 69 tons, about 50 mile an hour, maybe 45, 50.
But over anything, apart
Yeah.
from brick buildings.
Through brick
Through brick
buildings.
That'd go through the side of like a sea cat and that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, go for it. It would go for
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Get out of here.
I'm just
Would it
saying.
go through a podcast studio?
Yeah, quite
Just-
comfortable. Yeah,
just
they're
ask
a
you,
beast, mate. They're massive. They're huge things. They're big old boys.
Rear gunner.
Charlies, yeah. So when you're inside, something we get quite fond of is nicknames. I know you mentioned about
Olive.
Popeye.
Yeah.
Apart from
Always
Popeye,
coming in olive.
what good nicknames you come across? Just get one each if we got a decent nickname. And why was he called that?
Go on, use go, because I'm trying to think.
So I'll start doing mine first while you guys think.
Yeah.
Right, so we had a guy called Pete, and he was in for murder. And what he did was
Sutcliffe.
no, he could have been, and he smothered an old woman with a pillow to kill her so he can get her insurance and get her money back. And his nickname was Pillowcase Pete,
Pillowcase.
but the better one was Peter Cushion.
Peter Cushion, yes. I'm sure that's a real person, isn't it?
He is an actor from back in the 50s or 60s. Yeah.
I ain't got, go on, Lewis. I ain't got Peter Cushion.
Well, we had a fella. I was in H&P Coldenley, and there was a fight. Two fellas had a fight at the hot plate, and so they've had their scrap. But he's got his food knocked out of his hand, and his hot dogs come out. And he was more angry about losing his hot dog than having a fight. So after that, his nickname was Hot Dog for the rest of the year. I
Yeah.
was there with him. Yeah, Hot Dog.
Did he accept it?
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
him. I actually named it. It's me giving the name Hot Dog.
Yeah, I was going to say,
was
fucking
me.
hell. I
Yeah.
don't know. There's Olive. I can't think off the
Olive.
I'll
top
have
of
to
my
come
head.
back to you, mate. We'll have to come back to you.
Tiny Cock. Oh, that was me.
Can't name yourself, right?
Pee-wee,
TP, Tiny
Shrimpy,
Yeah.
walnut whip. So part of what we're going to do as well is we're going to try and have like an open discussion just to
Have a danger wank.
danger rank. Right, let's talk about, does anyone not know what the danger rank is?
Do you guys know what a danger wank is?
No?
What, a prison danger ramp where
Yeah,
you press the
prison.
bell and then...
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Have you ever tried one? You ever done one?
No.
No.
Never done that.
No.
No, me neither.
No.
No, never.
So
never,
Never press that bell.
never been stood on the chair right in front of the flap.
Shall we explain to them
full
what a danger
throttle.
wank
I
is?
done so. There was sorry, Jimmy. I've got a nickname. Fuck, Jimmy Tulip. I done that, and he come to the cell door, and I
Yeah.
was naked at the cell window, and he go fuck, dropped the torch, and it went flying. But his nickname was Jimmy Poolip because we was in the servery, and I messed around,
Yeah.
pretending I had my finger up my arse, and I went wallop, and he went, Frank, you fuck, oh, if you've done that, I'll nick you, and from then on, his name was Jimmy Poolip.
Jimmy Poolip.
Poor bastard. Yeah.
Oh, stinky.
I think you'd be the man to explain a danger wank.
So danger rank is, right, so when you're behind your door, I've never done one.
Neither have I, but we
No,
know what they are.
Apparently
don't we?
we know what they are. When you're behind your door in prison and you've got your bell and you've got the cloggers going around and it's evening time and you may be bored and you feel like enjoying yourself slightly. Now what happens is you push the bell, the alarm bell. Now the screws have got a given time to respond to that bell.
So within 5 minutes, they have.
Usually
the
within
door,
5 minutes, they could be
Do it
longer,
twice
they
next
could be a lot quicker. The minute you push that bell, drop your cat, start fucking wanking like mad
You got
and hope you can finish off before they
Before
get to
they
the
get
flap
there.
and look through.
Yeah.
And if
But
the
you got your
danger side
cellmate
is
to do it, didn't you?
you got your cellmate to help you
He's
out a
like
little
that.
bit.
No hands, danger wank.
Yeah, but don't mind me, mate. I'm just going to crack one off and run the screws a minute.
Yeah,
That's
no.
the danger, and the danger is getting caught. So that is
you
the
can't
danger.
stop
Right?
either. You just got to carry on. If they're at
Yeah.
your flap, you got to carry on.
And the danger is you can get done for indecent. If you've done it intentionally, you get done for indecent exposure, can't
30
you?
extra days.
Well, all wanking
Non-stop.
intentionally, isn't it?
Oh, I believe so. Yeah, unless it's someone else doing it. Someone else's intention.
Oh, get
You
off
know
me!
what? Some of them
Again.
though. What I've realised though, see the night screws. they used to do their night checks and they used to try and catch you out. You know, obviously you might be on your doodah, but sometimes you might be having comfort in yourself. You know,
Well,
and they try and catch you on purpose.
Well,
don't
there
they?
is the whole Freeview a lot of time with Babe Station
Out of
at 10
Grange, yeah,
o'clock.
Babe Station.
And do you ever get when you were in Loudon, we had the arrows are plugged into the wall, weren't they? So you pick up all the channels through the wall.
Yeah.
We had to go through the windows.
Yeah.
So what you get is at night time, Babe Station comes on at 10 o'clock. You're trying to tune into the station. If it's not working, so you adjust your aerial. And what happens then is you fuck up next door's aerial and they adjust theirs. Then they adjust next door's and you end up with windows clicking as they're trying to adjust the mechanism to open and close the windows. Everyone's tuning into Babe Station. They have a quick wank for 10 minutes. And it ends up everyone's just going frantic because
Did you ever used to phone them up?
No. we used to people used to do
Quite
shout outs for them.
They're quite expensive to phone.
All that constantly, isn't it? So topic to think about. Some of the things we could talk about, some of the things which can be on TikTok or social media, things that do your heads in. And I mentioned some of these things. We had a chat before on our WhatsApp group. One is discussing things like our views on things like flat earthers, for example.
Yeah.
And wouldn't it be nice to get a flat earther in?
Oh,
So if we get, I
wouldn't
don't know how
Because
that
I
would
like
play
them-
out.
I'd like them to come on and explain their theory behind
See
it.
if they can change your mind.
Exactly, or can we change theirs?
Yeah.
You know, and that's the sort of thing I'd like to be looking at. And what's our views, right, on TikTok beggars?
Is that when they go live and they get
When they go
gifts?
live begging for gifts, there's a few renowned ones which are really well known for it.
For
and
gifts?
For
Oh, do you
gifts.
know
Oh,
what?
there's American. Louis Theroux went to American guy,
Mm.
and he makes fortunes out of it.
Yeah, they make a lot
Like
of
he's
money.
horrible to people.
But the
they
UK ones
give
are-
him money to be horrible to someone.
Mm. Oh, no, these are ones on TikTok go live and they literally
Yeah.
just stand. They've got no
Are
talent.
they just
they
talking
don't
about
know-
nothing?
Nothing, mate. It's good. They just talk about shit.
Oh, do you know what? You got to do what you got to do sometimes, man.
Yeah.
I've got nothing against
They
them.
went to
If
prison
that's,
for money, so
if that's bringing them in money and they're just on there either shaking their bum or it's someone doing a silly dance.
Yeah. Oh, these guys aren't doing anything at all, though.
Or they're just there.
They're just there, yeah.
I've seen
Yeah.
someone there saying, "I'm not talking to you, make me laugh." Have you seen them ones? And they just sit there staring at
Yeah.
the screen, not talking to you. Yeah, and they get gifts and that.
It's mad, isn't it? Do you feel embarrassed when someone sends you a gift, though, on TikTok?
I've not had one.
I've
Yeah.
had a couple, but I
Oh,
think,
yeah.
no, don't give me gifts. No, that's weird.
Because I see, I see
Typical
people and
English,
they're saying, "Oh,
innit?
thanks for the roses."
Yeah, yeah.
How much
Really?
are the roses worth on there?
Don't know about a penny, but TikTok gets like what, half the money for it as well.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's not all down to us. Question time, guys. So, Frank,
pick for Lewis.
pick a number between 1 and 10.
2.
No, pick a number between 1 and 12.
2.
You still want to go 2?
Number 2.
So this is from Billionaire Beats. What's your view on inmates having computer games in prison? Controversial for some, isn't it?
Go on, Lewis.
Well, I didn't even have a computer. I'm not really a computer guy anyway.
No.
It's an incentive, isn't it?
Yeah, part of the
It's an
IP, isn't
incentive
it?
to keep people.
Behaving.
Behaving.
They don't want to lose it.
It's either that or they'd be out on the landing, smoking, doing their drugs. It's keeping them busy in their souls.
Yeah.
People
You know?
don't want. Do you know what it is? And the massive question with prison, people don't want people to have a good life in prison.
Yeah.
They want to, and having a computer in someone's eyes is a good life, but you're still sitting in prison playing a computer.
Yeah, people who've not been inside don't realise that whatever you get in it doesn't mean you're free, does it?
They think you should be on bread and
Yeah.
water and that's it, and
Yeah.
porridge. But it's, someone can not put a seatbelt on, drive down the road, have
Kill
an
some
accident.
fucker.
They're family. I always say, imagine
Mm.
your son or your husband killed someone accidentally in a car crash. Would you not want him to have, I'm
Yeah.
not saying a cushy time and all that, because it isn't.
You wouldn't want them to suffer, though, would you?
No, and you'll do it. Isn't prison? I'm probably going to get like unquoted or quoted bullshit for this, but isn't prison just meant to take your freedom away and that's it?
Yeah, it's loss
In
of
this
liberty, innit?
country.
That's it, loss of liberty, isn't it?
Rehabilitation as well,
Yeah.
but
This country, I don't think it's about rehabilitation. In this country, I think it's
No.
about imprisoning you. The rehabilitation is £62. See you later.
Yeah, it's crap.
I think it was what is it now? 80 odd quid. I think it was 62, and I got that.
What's that for
what,
your
when you
release?
leave prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, £46.50 is your discharge grant, and then you
So
get a few
bad.
bits on top of that. Fuck. I had an Xbox when I was in there, and it changed my old sentence.
They
think
make
it-
they make a lot of money off prisoners, though, don't they?
I was at Loudon Grange. God,
Yeah.
the money they made. Everyone had a phone in their cell,
Yeah.
and that prison was coining it in. What do you feel like it calmed you down, Rich, or just you instead
Yeah,
of
'cause
drinking
I
and
worked-
getting out your nut, you just played that?
Oh, because I worked proper jobs in prison. You have a job, don't you? You do something.
red
I was
band.
orderlies, red bands,
Yeah, I was
flooding the jail with USBs and everything else.
Yeah.
And then going back to your cell. And then I found non-downtime on the evenings and on weekends when it's on banger. Get the
Yeah.
Xbox on the go.
It's
kills time.
a good incentive for prisoners,
Yeah,
man.
you can disappear. There's games on there where I could disappear into a different world. I go on to like things like Dead Island and walk along a beach in the sea, and I could hear the sound of the sea, and then for me that was like almost freedom.
Well, I think if you starve someone, give them rubbish food, put them in a cell, don't give them nothing to look at, but people don't realise them people are coming out
Angry,
Caged
bitter.
animals.
They're coming out, and they're going to live next door to you, or they live next door to your mum, isn't they?
Yeah,
And then wouldn't you want someone sound mind to live next door?
There's not much help when you come out of prison. I see probation once a month, and they're
You
so
can lie to them.
100%.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm great. See you later.
You're not though, are you really? I get overwhelmed every single day. I get overwhelmed every day.
My
are you
mum
still
said
on
I was-
probation now?
Yeah, I've got
Yeah, me
six. How long have I got? 6.5 years left on probation.
6.5
What you got
years.
left?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got three and a bit years.
Yeah,
2027, I'm done.
lovely, I'm done.
29, I'm done, I think.
It's not that far away.
But I've been dropped down to medium risk.
Hey, that's
Bonus.
good. So I have another question then, guys. So, whose turn is it to choose? Lewis, one between 1 and 11, mate.
Let's go number 1.
Oh, this is from Josh. Hello, guys. When you first went into prison, how did you feel? What did you think? Would you like to know how he would really like to know how he really felt? You know, did it hit us that hard when we got inside? What was it like?
So, the first time I went prison was 2005. I got 3 years, and I went to Feltham. I was 18 years old.
Is that near here somewhere?
Sort of nice, about another 10 miles down that way.
Is it?
Yeah, we're in where's this, Hampshire?
Yeah.
So cheers, Rich. Where was we? So I got 3 years in Feltham.
Yeah.
For me, it felt like a youth club, Rich.
Was it really
I had
good
all
or
my
bad?
friends there. As soon as I got on the wing, all my pals were there from the estate.
Yeah.
So I've got there, and it's just like one massive youth club.
Mm.
So it didn't do nothing for me. It's not until I got the big lump, when I got the 17, I thought, okay, I'm doing a bit of bird now.
Yeah.
Proper bit of bird.
Yeah.
And that's when it hit
I
home
do
for
think
me.
the bigger sentences do stop people committing crime more than
Yeah.
the little ones.
I think they hit you hard, don't they?
I think when you're sitting there and you're thinking, "Oh, I've got a long time in here."
Yeah.
I'll be honest, the first time when I went to Feltham for like 3 years, I linked up with some other people who was heavily involved with other like drugs or
Yeah.
doing robberies, and I got talking with them, and it turned me into a worse criminal, to be honest, because I linked
Yeah.
up with a few of them when I got out.
Yeah.
Do you think it's the people that you mix with when you're inside then? Is that important, do you reckon?
Do you know what's funny? I mix with everyone in prison. I'll say hello to absolutely everyone, but I know when to walk away from a conversation,
Yeah.
or when something's about to happen. I know when to take myself away from it.
Other people's politics, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I have another question then. Pick a number between 1 and 10. Frank.
5.
Oh, this is from Kate Evans. My question to all of you would be, if you had your time again, would you still do what you did again, even if it meant going to prison? So if we could relive our lives again, would we still do it, even if it meant going to jail?
No, I don't think so. It's made me who I am today, but I missed a massive thing when I went to prison. Like a massive, massive thing I should have been at. And if I wasn't in prison, I wouldn't have gone there.
Yeah, there's certain things you're never going to get back in there.
But it's made me who I am today, and I feel like today I'm probably more mentally.
Fucked.
I'm probably more mentally confident. I don't know, than a normal person.
But if you didn't get caught, would you have carried on doing it?
I don't think anyone would stop. There's too much money involved
Do you think
in what I was. The drugs, it snowballs. If you got into business, you just would get a bigger business, and I would have just snowballed. And I ended up would have been making more and more money, and I probably, my kids have been swanning around in lovely clothes with lovely cars. You don't see the bad side of
we
it.
move the goalpost, don't we, all the time?
Yeah.
They get moved a bit more, then a bit more.
But I'd like to have got in with like an athlete or an adventurer or something. Instead
What would
of,
you change then? If you could change anything about that journey, what do you think you could change? Which was the catalyst to sending us to jail? What's that?
Before all
one
of
thing?
that, like, cool. So I used to sell drugs, do armed robberies. If I could change one thing, I'd have asked for help.
Yeah.
I wasn't a very confident person growing up, although you might have thought it, because I was very well known in South London.
Who would you even ask for help? That's the thing, and not people
I
have got the
don't know
help,
who
have
to
they?
go to. Obviously,
don't,
I know everyone loves and cares about me, but who do I go to? And as a young teenager,
Yeah.
who do I go to and say, do you know what, I need a bit of help,
Yeah.
It's
I've got a
hard.
bit of a
Swallow
reputation.
your
I've got my
ego.
dad to look up to. I was kind of following in my dad's footsteps.
Yeah.
I was
Wanting to
kind of known
impress.
as this hard sort of person around the estate.
Mm.
I'm not gonna go as a teenager. I'm not gonna go to someone and say, "Do you know, what? I need a bit of help." You know,
Yeah.
Mm.
It's seen as weakness, isn't it?
seen with weakness.
I just don't think teenagers are that sound of mind, that
Mm.
confident, that like you swallow your ego. You're like teenage. You just want to fight and pull birds, don't you?
Yeah.
This is one thing I try and tell the youngsters today is like, whereas if you are actually struggling, don't be embarrassed to just put your arm up and say, "Do you know, what? I need a bit of help here."
Takes a
Even
stronger
in
person to
schools.
say
But
it.
it's
Ask
down
for
to
help.
it's
It
down
does
to
well.
adults to see that though. I think.
Yeah.
And now I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Because in school, Frank, I got left alone in class. I didn't know anything the teacher was talking about.
Yes.
And they used to bully me. The teacher used to half bully me, and they'd be like, "Oh, Lewis, so what's this?" Knowing that I'm not going to know that question, and
teacher-
embarrass me in front of the whole class, knowing that I'm
Yeah.
going to pick this chair up now and it's going to be launched across the thing for the class.
Teacher
for
got me
embarrassing
up in front of the class to read once, and I
Oh,
couldn't
that's-
read, and I was like, I can read, but I couldn't read properly then.
Mm.
And I was probably the most confident kid in my school, but doing things like that,
Mm.
and I was the same, like, you fucking arsehole. But there's good and bad in some, but you know, nowadays,
But if for you, Frank, and probably for me as well, if you hadn't concluded your journey of crime, do you think you'd have that there?
probably not. No,
No.
you wouldn't, would you?
Have you written a book, Frank?
It's quite a big book, actually.
Yeah.
When did
No,
that
I
come
don't.
out, Frank?
Ah.
I've had it. It's come out a month. It's
Is
been
it
out
next to
month.
that better selling one, Charlie 4
Yes.
Kilo?
Charlie 4 Kilo. But
How long has that one been out, Rich?
2020 it came out. November 2020.
Mine's To Be Frank.
Yeah. Yeah. Surprised we got it on Amazon with a picture of a gun and cocaine on the front cover. They don't normally accept that sort of
Yeah.
thing.
If mine's come out, you know, the front
Yeah.
cover's going to look pucker.
Is it a picture of your ass?
No, even better. Picture of yours.
Oh yes.
the pages like the crack.
Oh, that's pretty good, yeah.
When's it due? What's your plan?
It's been pushed back a bit, probably about April next year.
Pushing back, isn't that gay?
What, are we talking
In the
prison
Navy?
gay?
Yeah,
Oh
we
yeah,
talking prison
sorry,
gay?
yeah. I thought we were on prison pushing back. It's a
So
different
pushing
thing.
back, it's only if you
Eye
push back
contact.
and then make eye contact, then it's gay.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I
Don't say
I-
thank you after.
No, that's showing gratitude, and you might want it again.
But yeah. hopefully.
Sorry, mate. It's been pushed back.
Yeah, it's been pushed back.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about that thing.
I know you are. You're such a flirt, you know. I've noticed that with Rich, he flirts a lot, you know. But
And,
yeah, I'm looking at next year, April now, because I don't want to rush it. And there's some
Yeah.
very interesting stories. And I've done a lot of podcasts.
Yeah,
But I've only told 50% of my life on there. 'Cause I've been
Yeah.
saving the other 50 for the book.
keep
There's some
keep
stories
it
in there what had to
exclusive.
come clean and tell the missus what I'm going to be adding. Sorry.
I know that you're treading really carefully right now because your missus is right here, isn't she?
Hello.
Good stuff. So should we have another question? We got a few to go through yet.
I think you need to answer one first.
Me?
Yeah, let's
All
pick,
right,
you
cool.
pick a number.
I'll pick a number.
No,
Okay,
you
we're
just-
picking
no,
number.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What,
you
and
pick a
answer-
number
you have to
on
answer
my
that question,
behalf.
yeah. Number 6.
This is from Kate Evans.
You've had Kate. You've had Kate.
The question, no, she sent
Her
two questions
sister.
in. This is from Kate. What are you doing now, Frank and Lewis? That's the actual question.
What are we doing now? Doing a
Yeah.
podcast.
Doing a
asking
podcast,
questions.
Yeah. What do you do with
Nah,
Sergeant
I'm back scaffolding.
Yeah,
Wrote the book, which I'm really pleased with, and
yeah.
and getting this off the ground.
I'm
Go
going to
on.
be brutally honest there. I'm not doing nothing. I'm just indoors. Like I said, I'm getting very overwhelmed with a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I've been cancelling appointments, not turning up here and there. Obviously, I'm a PT.
Yeah,
And even that, I've been struggling a bit mentally lately. So I've
Yeah.
just taken a little break.
that's something we can look at on another show.
Yeah, I appreciate that,
We'll
man.
do that. We'll
Just get
expose your
just get,
minds to the
yeah,
world.
somebody
And
in,
this
innit?
is something I want other people to talk up about as well, because I've
Yeah.
had to take a break from certain things.
We'll
I'm
we'll
not
do a whole
embarrassed
thing
to
on
say
that,
it
can't
now,
we,
yeah.
as well? You know, it's important to talk. Go on, let's stuck another question. We'll do this one for me then.
For you, yeah.
Yeah, between 1 and 9.
One of you lot want to pick a number?
Three.
Number 3.
I was thinking of 3.
This is from Leia.
Hello.
Okay. Hi, I have a question. Do you think there's enough help for inmates after they've been released? This is for me.
Oh, shit.
No, nowhere near enough. I think there's too much people fighting for funding, fighting for money, and there's not enough support. There's not enough continuity when you come out of prison. There's not enough support when you land in the real world. There's too much stigma attached to people with a sentence. There's too much judgment from people, and it's a difficult journey. I don't think there's enough.
I was scaffolding lorry driving, and they contacted my scaffolding boss and said, "We're not insuring that man." And so
Yeah.
if I wasn't a scaffolder, I would have lost my job.
Yeah, exactly. And there's things like insurance companies are the big ones.
Yeah.
They just won't insure you. Yeah.
And mine wasn't driving related.
Yeah.
Well, I delivered something. But
Well, that's the question you get asked. You're right, Frank. When you put in for an insurance policy for a car,
I just lie. I know it sounds really bad.
Yeah.
You just lie, don't you?
You don't.
You just say, I haven't
definitely
got a
don't
criminal
lie.
record. I haven't got a car.
recommendation is not to lie because that's
Yeah.
disclosure.
I know, but it's just.
Good
I'm
on
going to be
Frank
honest.
there.
I'm
Yeah.
going to be
He's only
honest.
joking,
Gonna
isn't
Top
be
tips
honest.
from Frank.
Yeah, I'm just going to be honest.
One of Frank's
Yeah,
top
I
tips.
think you're right because it pushes you into a corner to
You
say,
just can't get insured.
"Am I going to do this?"
And how the fuck can you not get insured and then you can't go to work, you can't get a job?
You know, you can go and pick up a bag of fucking money and deliver it to someone else, get caught, get another 9 stretch.
Yeah.
It does put it. You're on your back foot, so there's not
But
enough
you not,
help.
what do you think? How could they make it easier? Maybe I was thinking of.
Give us all
giving
100 grand when we
some-
come out of jail on a house.
Well, I was
A
thinking.
roof over
Just
the head
saying
is
it.
the main thing.
Yeah,
I was
Ruth.
thinking if you put people in minimum wage jobs, do you know when we're in DCATs or doing stuff, if you give a minimum wage for last year, don't let them spend it on canteen.
Yeah.
You come. I know you're going to break a few eggs to make an omelette. A few people are going to send it on gear, but you've got a year's money. I'm telling you now, that would cut reoffending rate because you could rent a house for a year, couldn't you? You could go and buy yourself a car, and all of a sudden you're a human being again, and that's overnight. They could give
Yeah.
you the money, even if probation, or there's some sort of new thing. So they don't just give you the money, maybe, but they say, right, pick a house you want. Right, we're going to pay a year's rent for that, and because a year's money on a minimum wage could be 20 grand, couldn't it?
I think as well. Sorry, let's go.
Because don't they take 40% of your earnings
Yeah,
in DCAT?
40% usually, isn't it?
So if
Yeah.
you're working outside the prison,
Yeah, you lose
they're
a fair
taking
bit.
basically half your wages.
Which is tax, isn't it?
Yeah.
Outside.
Yeah, and I think
You do a
they're not-
day for taxman, don't you?
Yeah.
It works out for us.
They're not addressing the problems in prison, are they? They're not addressing mental health.
It's our main
You're coming
reason.
out just as fucked as the day you went in.
I'll be honest, my head's gone.
Yeah.
My head's worse than what I went in.
Yeah,
Like I'm a lot quieter than I used to be. I'm a lot calmer.
yeah.
But I'm a big overthinker now. I overthink absolutely everything in life now, and I believe prison has done that to me.
Do you wish you
yeah.
wasn't so switched on sometimes? Do you know, me and my missus talk about it. Do you know, you think, I wish I wasn't so switched on. Not to give myself a jolly up here, but you see things coming, like you're saying, overthinking.
I see one of your TikToks, Rich, is talking about when you're in certain environments, you scan the whole area.
Yeah.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Because
What
I'm
seat you
used to.
sit in if you're going to CAF?
Yeah,
Hypervigilance,
In
isn't
a
it?
restaurant.
I've got
Yeah.
to sit with my back
Yeah.
to somewhere.
Yes, checking
and
the doors
I know
out,
it's really
toilets,
bad, but obviously I used to like jewelry shops and stuff. As soon as I
Yeah.
walk through the shop and I'm like that. Like,
cameras.
Somebody at Tesco's run behind us. A kid ran behind us at Tesco's
Yeah.
earlier, and I've been out 10 years.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of men are like this, but we're probably more so.
Yeah.
And their feet was banging, and me and him both
Straight
jump around like that,
straight-
fucking
yeah,
couple of
ready to go
weirdos.
again, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I was
Triggers,
doing
isn't
a
it?
thriller dance.
Yeah.
Lewis was ready to sign an autograph.
Oh, no one spotted
Yeah.
you. I was in the galleries in Bristol. Someone spotted me. So you're that, and he saw me from Banged Up. He said, "You're on that show, Banged Up." And
How did
TikTok
he
went.
spot
How did he spot you?
I have no idea. I don't know.
That's bollocks. No, not even my family have said it to me.
Was you on there?
My family were like,
weren't
are you
on there,
actually
was
on
he?
this? Do you know what my mate said? It's so funny at work. He said, I've stayed up for this. For fuck's sake, Frank. What did you escape?
It's mad. I noticed all the quiet ones.
I'd say it's quiet. I think, do you know what? A lot of, and I moaning that we never got on it, but David is probably the most interesting person in there.
I spent 5
And,
days in the pub.
everybody
What's
who's
his
watched
what's his
it,
Surname?
David Macmillan.
Macmillan.
nobody else
Interesting
is. They've made a film about him in Australia, and it was a bit of an Australian film, so it didn't get worldwide. And they didn't give him nothing, and he is one of the. When you're talking criminals, that no one got to the higher echelons in crime like he did.
Yeah.
He was like flying
Some of
private
these
jets,
stories
drugs
are
around.
mental.
And he came in, some withered old guy. I thought he was an old woman first when he came in. I thought, "Oh, woman,
I knew him
woman."
before from the internet.
And I thought, this is going to be
Posh
interesting. bloke.
Australian. We should get him on
Yeah.
there. Posh Australian bloke.
He really articulate, really good stories, and it tells you about when he got almost addicted to heroin. The story about how he sort of got he tried it and he said
that in prison?
Yeah.
that was nice.
Cold turketed
That was
himself,
rather
didn't he?
Moorish. Yeah, and he said how he cold turketed himself because he knew if he went beyond a certain time scale, he'd be addicted to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're saying about that.
And
So
he
we have
didn't
one more
get
question
nothing.
before we wrap up.
Yeah.
Pick a number, guys, between 1 and 8.
Your turn to pick a number. 4.
Also from Leia again. Okay, so do you feel as there's a rise on prisoners' poor mental health after they have been put in prison? Funny, we just almost answered that, haven't we?
Well, but was there any reference to that before this? I think everyone who's gone to prison would come out with mental health from the days of prison started.
Or is it just recognised
We're
more
recognising
lately?
it more now, so is it
Yeah.
better now? Do you know what I mean?
I think people are talking about it more than they were, aren't they?
Well, men's mental health is
Yeah.
spoke about more now.
Yeah.
But we just need to like people to realise that. I know we've done the crime, we've gone to prison, but you know everyone needs a bit of help. That's why they're in prison, because they've gone down either the wrong path, chose the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
They needed a bit of help before they went to prison.
Yeah.
Coming out,
I actually go counselling once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How many people in prison do you think they're inside because of their mental health?
half?
It's gotta
what
be,
committing
innit?
crimes because
Half
of
a
their
lot.
mental
Yeah.
health? Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Got to be a few, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, guys, that is going to wrap up for our first show, the pilot show. And I want to do a massive thanks to Namdi for letting us use your studio. And put the links on below. Hit subscribe. If you've got any questions for anything else, we've got a few left. We're going to add those to the list. Any questions for us, send them in and we'll get you on there. We're trying to get a special guest on. Fingers crossed we haven't completely hashed this one up. And this is the first one. It's only going to get better, innit?
I think we've done a good job, lads.
You think we've done all right?
I think we've done all right. Would you
Yeah.
not reckon we've done all
We'll
right?
find out.
Yeah. There we go then. Sorted. See you next time.
See you next time.